Hi everyone, welcome to Gallant IAS. This is Let's Score 120 Plus in Prelims 2021 series. And here we'll be solving a model question from Indian polity, and through that we will help you to learn some core facts and concepts to help your prelims preparation. And the question for today is, arrange the following officials or persons in the chronological order as per the table of precedence from higher order to lower. One, governors of states within the respective states, former Indian presidents, deputy prime minister, chief justice of India. Select the correct answer. See, table of presidents is nothing but a rank or an order of officials in our country. I repeat once again. The table of presidents means a rank or an order of officials in our country. This has nothing to do with the day-to-day administration. Regarding administration, this is not relevant. But this order or rank is used for some ceremonial functions. For ceremonial occasions only, this rank is used. See, from our table of presidents, we can say that the first person is the President of India. Okay, the second rank goes to the Vice President of India. The third rank goes to the Prime Minister of India. Fourth rank goes to governors of states within their respective states. Okay. Fifth rank goes to former Indian presidents. Former Indian presidents comes under the fifth rank. Sixth rank goes to, after 5 it is 5A, okay. 5A, the rank goes to Deputy Prime Minister. Next, sixth rank goes to Chief Justice of India and Speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, seventh rank goes to many persons like Cabinet Ministers of Union, Chief Ministers of States. So likewise, many order is given. At least you note down the top 10 or the top 12. From this only UPSC may frame questions. I repeat once again, you need not study all those ranks. At least you please be familiar with the top 10 or top 12. From this only UPSC may ask questions. Okay, so first rank goes to President, second goes to Vice President, third rank goes to Prime Minister of India, fourth goes to governors of state within their respective states, fifth goes to former presidents, 5 a deputy prime minister, 6 chief justice of India as well as speaker of Lok Sabha. This is the order. Now let's analyze this order in a chronological order from higher order to lower order. Governors of state within their respective states, yeah. Former Indian presidents, deputy prime minister, chief justice of India. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is our order. So answer becomes option A, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Consider the following statements regarding financial emergency. For the continuation of financial emergency after every financial year, parliamentary approval is necessary. During financial emergency, the President can even issue directions for the reduction of salaries and allowances of judges of Supreme Court and High Court. 3. So far, financial emergency has been declared only once during the financial crisis of 1991. Select the not correct answer. We have to find out the not correct one. See, regarding financial emergency, once a financial emergency is declared, it continues till it is revoked by the President of India. I repeat once again, once a financial emergency is declared, it continues till it is revoked by the President. See, regarding the President's rule as well as national emergency, it needs repeated parliamentary approval for continuation once in 6 months, right? But in case of financial emergency, repeated parliamentary approval is not necessary. Once it is declared, till it is revoked, financial emergency continues to be in operation. So statement number is wrong. Why? Because it says that for the continuation of financial emergency after every financial year, parliamentary approval is necessary. It is not necessary. Regarding 2, the President can, during financial emergency, the President can even issue directions to reduce the salaries of judges of Supreme Court and High Court. Yes, because during that financial crisis, salaries of even judges of Supreme Court and High Court can also be reduced, not an issue. We may think that to maintain the independence of judiciary, we cannot reduce the salaries and allowances of judges of Supreme Court and High Court. No, during financial crisis, during the time of financial emergency, President has the power to even to reduce, give directions to reduce the salaries and allowances of Supreme Court as well as High Court judges, not an issue. Okay, so statement 2 is right here. Not only judges, any class of officials salaries can be reduced, not an issue. Fine. 3 says that so far financial emergency has been declared only once during the financial crisis of 1991. No, till now we have not yet declared a financial emergency. Okay, see, we proclaimed national emergency 3 times. We proclaimed president's rule many times in various states, but financial emergency is not yet declared in our country even during the financial crisis of 1991. These numbers please note. See, we have not yet declared financial emergency. Similarly, we know that we amended preamble only once. So these numbers, how many times we have done something, that is also sometimes it is important. We know preamble is amended only one time. Similarly, financial emergency is not yet declared. That also please note down. And we declared national emergency for 3 times. We proclaimed national emergency for 3 times. Preamble amended 1 time. Financial emergency not yet done. These kind of things please keep in mind. Okay. So 3 is also wrong. Fine. Since we have to find out the non-correct answer, 1 is not correct, 2 is correct, 3 is not correct. So our answer become option C, 1 and 3 only. Fine. Consider the following statements. The resolution for removal of vice president can be initiated only in the Rajya Sabha. The governor enjoys suspensive veto over all the state bills. Find out the correct answer. See, I hope you know regarding the removal of vice president. See, the president is impeached. Okay. So during impeachment, the impeachment motion can be introduced in impeachment of a president. Okay. Impeachment motion can be introduced in either in Lok Sabha or in Rajya Sabha. Okay. But regarding the removal of vice president of India, that removal motion has to be introduced only in the Rajya Sabha. Why? Because he is the chairman of Rajya Sabha. So removal motion of vice president of India has to be introduced only in the Rajya Sabha. But regarding president, impeachment motion can be introduced either in Lok Sabha or in Rajya Sabha. Okay. Now we must note on the majority required. Regarding impeachment of president, 2/3 of total membership of that house of both Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha is required for impeaching a president. That is 2/3 of total membership. Regarding the removal of vice president, in Rajya Sabha, effective majority is enough. That is majority of the then members of Rajya Sabha. Majority of all the then members of Rajya Sabha is required in Rajya Sabha, then agreed to it by Lok Sabha by a simple majority. That is, I repeat, regarding removal of vice president, first of all, Rajya Sabha can be introduced only in Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha has to pass it by an effective majority. Then Lok Sabha has to approve it by a simple majority. But in case of removal of president or impeachment of president, both houses required 2/3 of total membership of that house. Fine. That differences please note down. Right. So resolution for removal of vice president can be initiated only in the Rajya Sabha. That statement is correct here. Again, regarding the governor enjoys suspensive veto over all the state bills. So what is actually suspensive veto? It is nothing but it can be overridden by a ordinary majority. That means, say, when the bill goes to the governor, see, regarding ordinary bill, when the bill goes to governor, the governor can ask the state legislature to reconsider that bill. Fine. That means governor using suspensive veto. Again, if the legislature again passes the bill with or without amendments by an ordinary majority itself, then the president must sign. That is what meant by suspensive veto. Okay. So statement says that the governor enjoys suspensive veto over all the state bills. No. Why? Because money bill cannot be returned. The governor cannot return a money bill. Fine. That means governor has no suspensive veto over money bills. Statement says that governor enjoys suspensive veto over all the state bills. No. Fine. I hope you are clear. So statement number 2 is wrong. So 2 is wrong, 1 is right. Answer becomes option A. That is 1 only.